Number 9 here in section 5.3 is asking you to match all these functions over here on the left, a through d, with their antiderivatives over here on the right. So basically, what we would really like to do with these problems, I think, is to take each one of those functions in the left-hand column and anti-differentiate it. And that's going to be easy, I think, for the first problem right here. We end up with f of x is equal to sine of x. Our question now is what function out there that we learned in the first semester has a derivative of sine? Now the answer is kind of none. The derivative of cosine, we learned, is the opposite of sine. Therefore, if we want our derivative to be positive sine, this one is going to get matched up with option number 2 right here, negative cosine of x. Now that's the only one that's kind of like that, everybody. I think with all of the other ones, if you look at these functions, these are not derivatives that I recognize from the first semester. So now I'm going to switch gears a little bit, and rather than anti-differentiating the functions in the column on the left, I'm going to go to the columns on the right, and I'm going to start differentiating each one of them. Like, for example, let's go to number 1 right here, or letter I. If f of x was equal to the cosine of an angle, okay, then its derivative, which we would call little f of x, would be, well, the derivative of cosine of any angle is the opposite of sine of the same angle, 1 minus x, times the derivative within. The derivative of that 1 minus x is negative 1, and when I multiply this by negative 1, that negative becomes positive. And that, you will notice, sine of 1 over x is option C here. So C and 1 are going to go together right there, just like A and 2 went together. What else? We took care of 2 already, so let me jump down to number 3, where f of x is equal to a negative 1/2 cosine of some particular angle, x squared. So the derivative of 3 then, so again, the derivative of big F of x would be little f of x. It would start with a negative 1/2. The derivative of cosine of any angle is the opposite of sine of the same angle. So the opposite takes that negative and makes it positive. Sine of the same angle, x squared, times the derivative of that angle, which is 2x. And hopefully you notice there the 2 and the 1/2 are just going to cancel each other out, and that should leave us with a positive x sine of x squared, and that's b right here. So b and 3 are going to go together, and I guess by the process of elimination that tells me that d is 4, but you should never assume, everybody. So here, capital F of x is sine of x minus x cosine of x. So in 4 here, little f of x equals, and here we go, the derivative of sine of x is cosine of x, and then minus, guys, that's a product right there. So here we go, first factor is x, times the derivative of the second, which is negative sine of x, plus the second factor, cosine of x, times the derivative of the first factor, which is just 1. So what does that do for us right here? I'm going to distribute this negative here and here. Cosine of x minus cosine of x, those just drop each other out, and this becomes x times the sine of x. And sure enough, d and 4 go together as well. So that's how I would handle problem number 9 in section 5.3.